One of my favorite genres in manga is gender bender, don't judge me. It's a theme I love to see in media, whether it's body swap, body possession, and of course the magical sex shift. I just love seeing the psychology behind this type of genre as characters are experiencing something that is different and wouldn't understand from their original gender's perspective. It is just interesting to see how they approach being the opposite gender and how it affects the people around them, that person's daily life, and how someone can be different from what you think. One manga I would love to discuss today is a manga that has an interesting premise and had so much potential to be a great gender bent series, but just ended very soon, which was disappointing. But I still enjoyed this series nonetheless, and for the content that it showed, I would always give it a reread every time I see it. This manga is called Jun to Kaoru, Pure and Fragrance. Jun to Kaoru is about two students named Jun and Kaoru. They live next to each other and seem to have a good friendship. Just like your average teens, really. But they have this weird phenomenal ability where once midnight passes, both of them change genders. Like, Jun will transform from boy to girl, and Kaoru will transform from girl to boy, and they seem to live their lives based on that. Every night they exchange uniforms and go to school the next day in that uniform, and just live it as if it was normal. This really interests me to think of how normal this feels. Like, it's strange to think of them adapting to this so natural, and how the people around them are used to this. Jun and Kaoru are really quirky and interesting, especially when they're different every day, which never really stopped them from being themselves. This is just basically two teens having fun despite what they are at that moment. From the covers and introduction to the series, it shows that Jun is the main male of the series and Kaoru is the main female. So to explore their lives when they change genders has written interesting small details, like seeing Jun sitting in a polite feminine position and Kaoru acting assertive, carefree, and a little sloppy. It's just humorous to see how the next day they forget their positions, as Kaoru forgets to sit while wearing a skirt and Jun to remove the nail polish before turning into a guy. It builds up funny gags when they forget who they are at that day and responding to things they didn't think about, because it's hard to keep track of certain stuff when they're not one gender. Now, most known gender bender series are known to be either ecchi or sometimes bait. So it was nice to see this series being directed towards slice of life than anything else, as it's just literally teens enjoying their lives, hanging out with friends, going on trips, and learning to grow up. One of the biggest sad parts about this series is how it ended. This series only has 16 chapters, 2 volumes, which is honestly a shame for something like this. This had potential to run for a good while and build up the things it was creating, like Jun and Kaoru's relationship. It was mostly just teasing around and knowing to be close friends. So it was just really hard to think that we didn't get to see anything beyond that. And not gonna lie, personally, I would have loved to see Jun having more best girl moments. Don't look at me like that. I would say this is a really nice manga if you ever wanted to explore the gender bender genre. Start off with something small and something chill like this to see how it's different from other slice of life series and just manga in general, really. And it will build up the interest of gender bender manga and to tell people they are not all sexual or bait. I'll wait until the anime comes out to talk about this.